Yeah,
You want to know?
it's the worst food I've ever seen. It's just, I did some research to validate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nathan was texting me last night, it's like, oh, we're supposed to do it, I'm confused by email, I was like, I don't know.
I did it.
Yeah.
I was confused too. I was already sitting down doing homework. Might as well go away.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you almost need every visit 2 hours. I did chapter 8 yesterday, but I didn't do midterm. He's only got 1 chapter listed for this week, so I figured Thursday's probably what we can do.
Probably something like that.
starts at 9:10.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's why everybody was so punctual last time.
Nothing
Nothing
so.
so 10 minutes late.
You have to replace. Is it? Pull the intake up? You done for it? And just a lot of stuff to disconnect. Right. Huh? Right, right. Huh? Goes together. Oh, the dealer, really? Why is that? Is that right? Where they buy? Right. So don't go with the aftermarket way, huh? Yeah. So you don't really need the gasket? Huh? There isn't one? Huh. It's RDD or what they use to seal it down?
Oh, you want to teach us? Okay.
Oh, okay.
But either way, I
Matt
mean,
Landis.
you got to put that. Yeah, I mean, it's
So it's pretty easy to do, huh?
The question is so
A lot of things to disconnect.
I think I do both this chapter. So there's a-
No.
that, like, the question would be like, as opposed to stuff. Yeah, that's all I got to do.
What's up, man? I'm gonna talk to one of the guys over there and see what the heck is going on. I don't know.
I did.
Either,
It's not bad. Find a wall card. Because
I'm right there with you, dude.
it's all single spaced. So it's basically 2 pages. It's 1 page, single space, top to bottom.
So is the lab today? Just that video?
Yeah, let's do that. How far is that gonna put us behind schedule?
I don't know if
We already started it in the last class though.
Well, if you know enough about it to finish it, that's fine too. Let me see, maybe in the lab we ought to do that. See what the calendar says we ought to be doing. Oh, too much. Today the 12th. Okay, yeah, we're on schedule, let's just stay with that.
Hey, for William's class on Thursday,
Yeah.
what do we have to do with that paper?
See if it can fly. You had to mark out.
Did you turn everything in?
No, it's not due yet. You have to do left and right hand technique.
Is it due tomorrow?
No, he's gonna go over it again, I think.
So we really missed nothing.
I wouldn't say you missed nothing. Next time, yeah. Next time. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna do, it's just that he's gonna, he's actually over a lot of. It was kind of a confusing.
Did you do that ergonomic split?
No, because he sent an email out.
He sent an email out, and then he was like, yeah, you gotta do it.
Yeah, but the email suggested that, no, that was for another class.
I will show you the exact, my exact, you and I and everyone else.
All right, let me go ahead and introduce to you the, what your, the practical part of your test is gonna look like coming up in, coming weeks. I would suggest that you go ahead and, try to model this a couple of times. Go in there and try it well in front of the test. All right. There's not going to be a secret. I'm going to give you different numbers, but it's going to be it's going to be the same geometry, but different numbers on it. Oh, is it time? Not yet time yet. Well, so I better not start talking too much about it. But y'all will have, since you're here early, you have a bonus 6 minutes to work on the test ahead of time. It'll be, it's not coming up for a while, but I think it's probably better if you go ahead and start working on how you would piece something like this together. You actually know almost everything about how to do it. Maybe not the threads yet, but that's a pretty easy thing. That's just well, it used to be under detail feature. I think they moved it under design features. Why not go get that rascal since we're talking about it? I'll grab one so you can actually put your hands on it.
I thought the exact thing that said to me.
Well, I checked with some other people and they said, yeah, I'm not gonna take it because it doesn't sound like it's supposed to. I guess we'll get some clarity tomorrow on that one. But
He didn't even think of that. No, I scored a mistake. Yeah, I found it. Other dude. So he just told us to do this. No, I didn't really. I think so. Mr. Yo.
Yeah.
What is this under?
Oh, this is under the assigned work. It's pretty far down, but it's coming up. It's going to be the practical part of your test. So if you go, yeah, the Camlock stud model number 10 there. Oh yeah, this is what this thing is for. It goes on the back side of a chuck on a lathe. It attaches. It's one way of attaching a chuck onto the lathe. So that little socket-head cap screw right there locks it in place and keeps it from rotating and coming out, flying off of the machine.
That'd be bad.
There's a close-up of it. And this little groove, you see how it has there's a little groove in it. Let me back up. See right there? Maybe you can see that. That groove tells you when it's in the right position. So that's where you would stop and put in that set screw there. Alright, so that's it. We're not going to do this other version, this number 3 type. I think it's good enough if you can do this first one here. Alright, so the chart drawing down here, this is like number 4, number 5, number 6, number 8. So I won't tell you exactly which one you're doing ahead of time. It may not even be exactly one of these. And you'll have to start completely from scratch. I've still got 2 minutes. I got to stop talking. I'm trying to give you extra. That's all extra information. I'll just waste time erasing the blackboard. How's this thing look?
I would have one. That was cute. I would and he's so vague. He doesn't want to be there. This is me off. I think that's keep talking. Every test person having a bad Oh, do this. Oh, do this. Oh, you gotta mention it. What the fuck?
All right, it's about that time, right? It's the official U.S. No, that's almost there. Wait till that rolls over.
You're excited to get started today, aren't you?
Well, I started late last time, thinking the class started at whenever I thought.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you your money's worth. All right, now it's time. All right. So this is a preview of what is going to be the practical part of your first test. And I thought I'd go ahead and give you some time to work on it so you can work out the kinks. So you can go ahead and start. I suggest that you practice. I mean, it's going to be the same geometry. I'm not going to tell you the final numbers. But some people think, oh, I can do that, no problem. This has happened on several tests. I'll show a picture of it, but they don't even try it. And then in the middle of their test, they're like, how do I put a hole on a curve? No, that's not the time to ask that. You cannot ask questions during the test, okay? If the thing malfunctions or something, you can ask me about that. If the Z drive fails or something like that, that's a valid question during a test. But how do I get this sketch onto this surface is not a valid question during the test, okay? So I don't understand that. I don't know why. If I show you the thing ahead of time, you would not go in and try to actually model it. It's not assigned. It's completely optional. But if you want to do well on the test, I would think that you would go in and try to do it. And I'm not yelling at you guys. You just get frustrated. You just show people something. Here it is. Use to learn. But anyway, I'm sure this class won't do it because this is one of the best classes ever. Right?
You said it.
Yeah, whatever you say, boss.
Going out on a
Whatever you say,
limb there.
boss.
It seems like one of the best classes. All right, so this is a Camlock stud model. If you go to the actual assignment page, it is assignment number 10, but it's going, it's coming up. That will be given on the day of your test, and you'll have, I think, probably the lab period on that day to get it done. But you'll have to start from scratch. It's not like you can go in and build the model and then key in the parameters. I mean, that would be a smart thing to do, but it's not going to be allowed. So there it is. There's a picture, or there's a little video of what it does. It is designed to hold a lathe onto the spindle nose. Designed to hold the chuck onto the spindle nose of a lathe. A Camlock stud model. Now, let's see. What was I going to say about this? Okay, so you can pretty much model it however you want to. Notice it's got this funny little cutout through it like that. It's not just an arc, it's an arc with a line tangent to it, something like that. All right, so there's a little point of tangency there. You'll have to figure out how to work that, how to get this arc positioned where it should go. You'll notice that it's kind of cuts through this cylindrical part. So where would you place the plane that you would put your sketch on? Well, you're just going to have to pay attention to that, okay? Hopefully you see, well, how would you do this? I said the sketch. How would you go in and cut out that shape? Well, you'd have a sketch, first of all, and it would have a circle would be part of that sketch. But you'd also have to, you'd sketch it, and then you would extrude it and cut it out. You'd remove it. You'd do a Boolean on it. All right, you do a subtract.
Okay.
All right? So that's the idea. Do a sketch. I would suggest that when you set this up, you create it so that there's a plane that's going to already be here. Okay, so when you put this first piece in here, if you locate the center of, say, this back circle, the base of this, then when you come out, you'll have this plane that you can put that sketch on, and you can extrude symmetric both directions and subtract. There's another little cutout here. That looks like a sketch on this surface, okay? And then you extrude it out. You can't extrude it all the way through. You've got to extrude it so that it cuts but doesn't cut all the way through. This you can do a sketch and extrude, or you can put a boss on there if you want to. Then it's got threads on it, and it's got a chamfer on the end. And then there's a tiny little groove that goes around this thing. Alright, little tiny groove right there. I don't suggest that you use the groove command. I suggest that you sketch a little groove, like a little V shape. I don't know if it gives you any details on that groove. And then I would revolve it about the central axis of this thing, like revolve it about this axis. That should go down the center of this. Revolve that and subtract. That's like making a cut with a lathe. Alright, when you revolve it. Make sense?
So what's the part you're talking about?
It's only the top drawing. Yeah, this one's for number 3. I'm not going to give you the number 3. It's only
So
the
it's that
top.
part there then? Is what you're talking about with the lip? That part there's a lip?
This little groove is
That little lip there?
a circular reference line for setting position of stud. And I don't think they give you any actual dimensions on it. They just want it to be a little tiny scratch if it's on there.
So like a millimeter then?
It's even less than a millimeter. I'll pass this thing around and you'll take a look at it.
Oh,
So that one thing is just a little scratch. I can give you actual dimensions on it if it makes you feel better.
That'd be nice,
Okay,
yeah.
so I'll do that. All right, so I'm going to pass this thing around. Oh, it also has a chamfer on the back end, so there's a chamfer on the front, chamfer on the back. And I'll give you dimensions on that if it's not already on the print. So that's what that is. That's a preview of test 1. And I really highly suggest you go ahead and start working on that. Get some practice in on it before test time, whenever that is. All right, let's go back and look at this, this little Lego that we were doing. So we were doing this using the feature-based modeling. And the first thing we did, y'all probably already have this, we went in and we created some expressions.